So one of the things I want to talk about today is cooking, because one of the problems with hunger in America is the food is available. I mean, we have a plethora of food. Some of it's not necessarily affordable, but some of it is. It's just you don't know how to cook with it. Like some people don't understand the difference between mincing an onion and chopping an onion. Some people just have never been taught how to cook. Since I'm talking about vegetarianism and veganism and talking about food, I would show you some of the things I've been doing to cook my own food. Garlic is one little piece of thing, and it can be annoying to get it all the peelings off. However, there is a trick. If you stick it in a bowl and you put another bowl on top of that bowl, like it's a cup like this, and you shake it, it does a really good job of taking off all the little paper bits of the garlic. You don't want this little end here. It's gonna taste funny. Garlic is mainly used for flavor, and to get maximum flavor, what you can do is you can place the flat part of your knife on the garlic and you crush it until it cracks, so it's just a little bit smushed, and then you mince it. Mincing is when you go as tiny as you possibly can with your cuts. Okay, then here's our onion. Fun fact about onions, they do make you cry, but they only make you cry if you get onion juice in your eye. I never used to cry at onions until I accidentally got some in my eye in college, and ever since then the smell of them reminds me of the pain of the onion juice, and I just tear up automatically. Okay, so this is how you chop an onion. We're putting this into a soup, so you want it very fine. Now, if you're doing this as a stir fry, all you have to do is cut along the equator, and you can have these nice, pretty half moon pieces that would look very pretty in a stir fry. However, we're chopping. So first you're going to cut this way. You can see here, this is the natural layer of the onion, and now I've got these really fine little bits. See, I'm putting both onions and green onions in here because I love my recipes to be really strongly flavored. You don't have to go that strong. So I've got a couple potatoes. They're kind of starting to grow, but this is fine. This is okay. If they start to grow, this is just the way a potato is. The potato itself is the seed for more potatoes. And this does not mean it's gone bad. It just means it's starting to grow a new potato. Salt is one of those wonderful spices. It's natural. It basically kicks in and makes everything that's already there and that's natural taste a little bit better. That's why it's so prevalent in everything. However, you can overdo it. Like with American foods and what we're eating today, a lot of it is just basically salt and fat, and that's all you're tasting, that's all you're eating. So I totally recommend eating things like produce by itself, because it starts training your taste buds away from only wanting the salt and the fat and starting to think of other things as possibly tasting good, and then kind of gradually wean your salt intake down, because too much is bad for you, but I feel like just enough is gonna add to whatever recipe you're doing. Okay, so now what we're doing is we're waiting for the oil to heat up a bit, and then we're gonna throw the onions in and we're gonna let them caramelize for a bit, and then we'll throw in the garlic so that way it kind of blends with the onions. And then we'll add the tomato soup, and right after the tomato soup add the potatoes, because potatoes take a while to actually cook. They need time to boil, they need time to soften, and you want to always add any vegetables you're adding in last, because if you boil them for too long they kind of taste wilted and soft and just not very tasty. So as you can see, it's starting to get a nice glossy sort of coat. A few more minutes it'll start to look brown. You don't want to wait too long to add the other stuff after it starts to change this color. Okay, now that my vegetables are added, it's only going to take about 2 or 3 minutes for those to cook through because this soup got really hot. And then it should be ready to enjoy. Yay! And the fun thing about soups I've learned is you can actually pour soups over rice, and it can be like a rice topper if you wanted to do that. You can add it to salads, you can add it to things. Yes, it makes it very liquidy. It's better if you're using like a stew to add it to a salad or to rice, but it's still like a multifunctional meal. Or like you saw earlier this week, I put some on some spaghetti squash, and that tasted really yummy, and it became like a kind of pasta noodle spaghetti squash thing. Alrighty, that's it for me. I'm gonna enjoy this.